Hello and welcome to the Bonehead Championship. I'm Ben from the Bonehead Podcast and this is the semi-final preview. Semi-final number 1 preview anyway. So we've played 15 regular season games with our 6 teams and the top 4 are through to have been eliminated. And this Saturday we will see the first of our semi-final games and it will be between the Never Bay Nightmares, our Skaven team, and the Tootwold Tiny Titans, our Snotling team who made it through. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the final 4, the final rankings for the league. We're going to talk through both these teams, we're going to talk through the coaches, and most importantly of all, we're going to have a look at the Viewer Championship. So let's have a look at our top 4. So the Wild Hunters, our Wood Elf team, took it through with 4 wins and 1 draw, plus 11 touchdowns overall, put them very, very happily in the top spot, and they survived a brutal round 5 match where they had almost half their team out but still managed to pull out a win. Great match there. The Never Bay Nightmares, our Skaven team, the team we'll be seeing this weekend, took the 2nd spot with 2 wins, a draw and 2 losses, plus 2 touchdowns for the Skaven. Their round 4 was pretty brutal where they had half their team out. It happens with Skaven teams. And awesomely, that can't be right. It's actually right. The Tootwold Tiny Titans, our Snotling team, took 3rd place with 1 win, 3 draws and 1 loss. Minus 3 touchdowns, however. They had a couple of games where they got absolutely blown out, but they kept it close. Now, the Tiny Titans relying pretty heavily on Hackflem throughout the league to do a lot of their scoring, but hey, that is what Snotling teams do. And the Marienburg Minotaurs squeaked into 4th place, just beating out the Black Mountain Buccaneers there. 1, 2 and 2 for both those teams. 1 win, 2 draws, 2 losses. Minus 1 touchdown differential for our Nobility team and minus 5 for the Black Mountain Buccaneers. A big game at the end of the season for those two teams, basically relegating the Black Mountain Buccaneers. They are gone. That's our top 4. The Midheim Crawlers, bless them, fell out in the first game of the 5th round with no wins this season, 3 draws, 2 losses and a minus 4 touchdown differential. So I mean, the Necro had a tough time. The Black Mountain Buccaneers were solidly in 3rd place until their last blowout loss. So we now have our top 4. So how it works is the first seed, the Wild Hunters, is going to be taking on the Marienburg Minotaurs. Now that will be next weekend. This weekend coming, we've got the Never Bay Nightmares and the Tootwold Tiny Titans. So it's going to be Skaven and it's going to be Snotlings this weekend. So let's have a look at kind of what's left of the teams. And the first team we're going to have a look at is the Never Bay Nightmares. So the Skaven team here is sitting at TV 1165, so 1,165,000 with 80k in the kitty. 5k short of buying their 4th Gutter Runner. Now, we've got the Toxic Ratvenger here, the Rat Ogre. So the Toxic Ratvenger has successfully accrued no SPP this season, but is a constant threat and also a bit of a liability. Quetch Barb Hunter joined the team last week and got a touchdown, so is on the way to his first level up. And Buzz Justice, who's been there the entire season apart from having to miss one game, sitting there at 2 SPP. So both those blitzers, if they get a win in this round, we should see a couple of casualties or something like that. So we could see them take the final jump to being actually skilled up blitzers. Ratthink, 3 Toes, Ixral Rush Rush and Zeke Cloudfeet are the 3 Gutter Runners for this team. Number 3 has Block, number 5 has Wrestle. So you kind of got a good ball carrier in the Blodge guy there, Ratthink, and then Zeke Cloudfeet with Wrestle. Gonna give a pretty good safety there. 2 dice against Snotlings with Wrestle kind of balances out the fact that everybody on the Snotling team basically has dodge. Click, Warp Slinger, the awesome thrower for the Never Bay Nightmares, is missed next game. So that accurate thrower is going to be out for this round. Does mean if they manage to beat out the Snotlings, and let's assume that the Skaven team here is slightly favoured against the Snotlings, their accurate thrower is going to land back next round. And the cool thing about this Skaven team is it's accrued because we've had so many of the positionals gone for games. The linemen have stepped up massively. Queet the lineman has got Block. Feskit took a random double mutation after the last game and ended up with Tentacles. Now normally, Tentacles on a strength 3 dude, not brilliant. Playing against Snotlings though, It's basically a strength 5 tentacles kind of thing. So actually Feskit here is going to be pretty useful. Rotten Ratkinson took Wrestle. Stormnose, the lineman, has got Tackle. Now Tackle is going to be pretty useful this game as well. And we are missing the most important player on this team, who is Gritlock, the lineman, with 3 SPP, but most importantly with Kick. And Kick's going to be able to, it's going to allow that Snotling, the Snotlings to be pinned back or up close, depending on how the Skaven coach wants that ball to go. So if we look at the matchup here, we've got 1 block, 2 block, so 2 block, a tackle piece, a wrestle piece. Those tentacles are going to be pretty powerful too. We've got the Rat Ogre there, who is going to be relied on potentially to take out Snotlings. Not Snotlings. Snotlings would be bad. Take out trolls. Now that is going to be the vulnerability of this Skaven team. We've got gutter runners, that's great. There's plenty of edge, and it's going to be okay. 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 block pieces and 1 wrestle with tackle as well. It's plenty of combat power here for the normal dudes to be able to brawl and hopefully take out some Snotlings. And the Neverbay Nightmares are going to be taking on the Choop World Tiny Titans. Underdog Snotling team here, who's done very, very well in this season. So we've got Paul and Barry, the Chuckham brothers, 2 trolls there. Barry does have Brawler. Paul is 2 SPP away from being able to swing an extra skill there too. So there is a bit of a chance that if the Snotlings do somehow manage to win out and go into the finals, they could be rocking 2 fully loaded trolls there. Triple T, the terrible tiny train, took Pile Driver in the last round. Now that means it's going to be hitting dudes with Mighty Blow +1, and then if that doesn't do it, gets to throw a cheeky little foul, gets placed prone, but with Dirty Player +1. So could be a little bit of a removal machine there from Triple T. The Skaven team having no bench, just 11 players there. Actually, every bit of removal is going to really hamper the Skaven team. We've got Uppen and Atom, the 2 fun hoppers, Leroy and Jenkins, the 2 stilty runners. So the full cadre, of running fast players here for the Snotling team. Hale and Mary 2, the 2 fungus flingers, are ready to go. So I'm going to be looking for those guys to blow up some dudes. Trumpets is in this game, and he does have shadowing. Now at movement 5, shadowing is borderline useless, especially against a Skaven team, but it's Trumpets. Trumpets has been here the entire season. Trumpets was responsible for the giant that they hired in the round 3 matchup. He herded the giant, and it was awesome. Catapult 2, however, are awesome random double block. Catapult Snotling is sadly out. Now this roster has got very little in the way of skill ups, and that is not out of want of trying. What it does have is 4 rerolls and a team value of 760, with 405k in petty cash. We will be taking Hackflem, that's 230. We will be taking Riotous Rookies, that's another 100, so that's 330, leaving us with 80k. And I am torn here. I'm very excited to take the new Bombardier Goblin. But I think we're going to roll with a bribe, and we're going to see if we can keep Triple T on for an extra drive. Hopefully being able to use that Mighty Blow +1, Dirty Player +1 Pile Driver combination to take out at least 2 Skaven. If we can reduce the Skaven numbers down, should be pretty decent. Okay, so let's talk coaches. I will be taking the Choop World Tiny Titans, and Ian Warhannam Hannam is going to be joining us for this round, and is going to be running the Skaven. Now, Ian's been really enjoying Skaven in League recently, and you'll know him from being on the show multiple times. Ian is essentially my nemesis. I love the guy. I've known him since I was 4. That means I've known him for nearly 29 years, and we have always been neck and neck with certain games. Certain times one player's had an advantage, the other one's had an advantage. It is an age-old rivalry because essentially we are family. And that makes this game very, very serious for both of us. And I'm feeling the pressure of running the Snotlings here, but I mean, I've played a ton of Skaven. This Skaven team has got a Rat Ogre and 3 Gutters, okay? If the Snotling team can outmuscle that Rat Ogre, okay, and we've got the potential here, we've got 2 Trolls, we've got 2 Bombers, and we've got Mr. Pile Driver, Triple T, our train, with a bunch of little tiny dudes to get some assists, to get some kicks. The Snotling team, the Skaven team is limited. It's only got 11 players. That is the biggest vulnerability of a Skaven team. Now, they can pull off some outrageous stretch plays. Their throwers out. That is quite beneficial. So the Snotlings are going to have to try and take out key pieces of that Skaven team. And the Skaven team are just going to be shooting for scores, and it's going to be a tough match. My money is sadly on the Skaven team here, but I am going to make Ian work for it. I've got Hackflem, so it's going to be Skaven v Skaven at some point. I just need the Chuckham brothers to do their stuff. I need my Bombardiers to do their stuff too. If we can bring all that Mighty Blow, that's 5 Mighty Blow things essentially. If we can bring all of that and hit their regular armor 8+ Skaven, we can win this on attrition. But it's Skaven, and it does not take very much to be able to turn any Skaven turn essentially into a score. So this is going to be a brilliant match, and it's about time that you guys started guessing what you think the score is going to be. I don't know. I'm going to play hard. I've got some Snotling skill, but it is a Skaven team that I'm playing against, and it's a very good Skaven team. And it's blooming Ian. And Ian, he's not bad at games, that guy. Anyway, so let's move on to the Viewer Championship. Okay, so we've got 3 rounds to go. That's 9 points remaining, and this is the Viewer Championship. So what we want you guys to do is guess the score of the match. Tell us who you think is going to win, or if it's going to be a draw. If you get that right, you get 1 point, and then you tell us the score of each team playing. For each score that you get right, you get another point, so you can win a maximum of 3 points here. We've got 3 rounds left, so you can score 9 points, and we will send the top chunk of players, depending on what position it is, some decent loot and some excellent prizes, because points win prizes. Now what we want you to do is get your predictions in by 9 AM UK time on Saturday, and the reason for that is because we put our Patreon game out around about 9 or 10 o'clock on a Saturday morning, and then it goes live for everybody else on Sunday. And this is going to be a brilliant game. Do not miss out. We've got 9 points remaining, and it is very tight on the leaderboard at the moment. In fact, let's have a look now. Okay, and our leaderboard at the moment, we finally have a first place player again. It is Papa Z with 20 points. Right behind, 1000 Hats at 19 points. And in third place, we've got David Warner, Blood Bowl Commissioner, and Sam O'Dwyer. Sam has been there in the top few spots the entire season. Clairvoyance, I think. Fourth place, 17 points, so just a game behind. We've got Vaughan K, Zephyr Baby, Matt Risby, and John Naylor. And then we've got the 5th place guys at 16 points: Austin Faulkner, Marco Niosi, Gecko 8, Joaquin Solis, Lucas Muller, 80k Monkey, Black Flag, Wolfgang Heisel, Liminality, Adabriel, Olabayu, and Durka Willie, all there at 16 points. So if we've got 9 points left to go, then basically everybody all the way down to 8th spot is still in this to actually take the first place position. But if you think first, second and third is down to 4 players now, and we're going to do something like the top 20 are going to get prizes, so there is still plenty of games left to go, and we've got some great names down there in 7th and 8th price, so it is a close competition. Stick around to the end of the video. We'll have the full Star Wars scroll of everybody's position so far. And there you have it. This is our first semi-final game. Final 3 games of the very first Bonehead Championship. We've got Skaven, we've got Snotlings. The Viewer Championship is tight. Everything here is to play for, and I am so excited to be playing this game. Me and Ian are sneaking this game in Tuesday night. We'll get it recorded, we'll get it out to you Patreons on Saturday and out to everybody else on Sunday, and then we'll find out who's going to be in the final. But for now, I'm going to disappear. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back soon with more Blood Bowl content. Happy blocking. Thanks very much for watching. We really appreciate your support. If you want to help support the channel even further, please like and subscribe, or come join us on our Patreon. We have early access to content, we get loads of feedback from you guys, and we try and do competitions as much as we can. Or you can get yourself some Bonehead Podcast merch on our Spreadshirt site. So if you want to support a team, especially for the Bonehead Championship, you can pick up a shirt, a mug, things like that. It all helps support the channel, and we really appreciate it. Anyway, links below. Thank you very much. Happy blocking.